right. So Sunil Chillar, excited to have you on the show today. Appreciate you being here, brother.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me on.
Awesome. Tell the audience a little bit about your background. And like, I can see, we're into a lot of things. We have, capital raise. We have a owner of an exit realty brokerage, real estate investor. I think that it's for a lot of our listeners, they're either people who want to get into real estate for the first time or experienced real estate investors are looking to scale. So I'm sure your story is going to resonate with a lot of people today.
Got into the business 21 years ago. Came from the financial industry. I basically traded securities for a living, VP with a major financial outfit. Got into real estate and never looked back.
Nice.
Started investing, buying, rehabbing, flipping properties. So I did that. Well, I have been doing that for 21 years and I still do it today. But owning the company, just one of my passions is helping people make money as well. So one of the things that I do with my guys here, who has money, is basically show them how to invest, what to invest in. A lot of times we, pool money together here in the office and just buy stuff, rather than just make a commission. Let's make the lion's share. So that's what I do with my guys.
Nice. And so what are you guys investing in? What's the hot class right now? What is syndication? I know you do syndicated deals, correct? Like, how does that work?
Correct. Right now we are in the Texas market.
Okay.
Yes, everybody's in the Texas market also, just a hot market.
Nice.
Pretty much we look, the Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee area. So right now we had submitted an LOI, which we should know today if it's going to be accepted or not, for a $30.5 million deal. So
Nice.
we're doing that. We just closed on a 24 unit as well. I buy a lot of stuff around here in Jersey City. I do a lot of stuff out in Pennsylvania. I own stuff in Florida. So I'm all over the place. Chase the money, right? Just scaling the business. So yeah, I am.
What helps you determine, maybe share with the audience, Sunil, what helps you determine, because a lot of the markets that you're talking about are the same markets that we're in with self-storage. So what helps you chase a good market or find a great market for a deal?
One of the people that we have on our team is a demographer. So we actually have software as well, which determines, path of progress, where companies are going, where growth is happening. And that's where we transition or try to be there as soon as possible. And in anticipation, as 3 to 5 year hold period, and sell the property. So
yeah,
investors make money. Tenants are happy because they have a nicer place to live. And it's a win-win for all.
So I love that. And, I would say our underwriter does a lot of that, but I've never heard anybody say they have a demographer on staff. So are you trying to find and place ahead of the curve? Like, are you trying to find MSAs that are already expanding or are about to be popping and try to get in there before anyone else does?
About to be popping. That's where we are. Obviously, we compete with a lot of people as well.
Yeah.
So we are in that space as well, but with having a demographer as part of the team, it's tremendously helpful. The other great help that we have is, some of our partners are property managers as well. So
okay.
they own about a couple of thousand units. So it doesn't hurt.
Nice.
So they manage the property and just run the show.
So what do you think helps your team? Like, what's your team's unique ability? What's your unique proposition for doing things different? I always like to talk about the blue ocean strategy, but maybe you have something like that makes you guys stand apart.
We have a lot of partners on the ground, boots on the ground. So it's just easy. If one of us should find something, we have strategically have people in place who could just get out there. Obviously, help with the due diligence. We fly down there wherever it is and take advantage of that as well. But I guess just having boots on the ground makes it a lot easier to know where things are.
Nice.
One of the things that I have, which is also unique, I belong to a mastermind group whereby there's about 700 of us spread out throughout the country. So we have that network of people where it's easier to get around, if you will.
I love that. I run a mastermind group for self-storage. So tell me about your group a little bit. What does that look like? What are you guys, what are the features and benefits of being in there?
Uh, Benefits. Let's talk about that. Obviously, you, in investing as a whole, there's always financial pitfalls, right? There's always those body punches where you don't know what you don't know.
Yep.
So the benefits of it is having individuals who have walked through those doors and taken those steps before you. So you have guidance, number one. You have someone you could, you could bounce ideas off of. And like I said, just having that network of people and the ability to learn and grow from others. We obviously have weekly calls where there's training going on every week. There's always something going on. As far as, let's say, underwriting, for instance, that's one of the key components of making this successful. My partner, for instance, he came from the M&A background. So underwriting for him is just second nature. Then individuals within the group who just, teach underwriting, which you need to be strong when it comes to, where you're buying, why you're buying, what the numbers are. And again, the numbers are the number is what's going to tell the story. So that's really the key takeaway. But like I said, you want to have people who have walked through those doors before you step on a financial landmine.
Maybe you can share with the audience, because I love where you're going with this, and I think it's so impactful because I've been in it so many times, right? Where like I've felt myself, enhance years of knowledge in maybe a few short days or a few short times. What's the biggest thing that you've learned or somebody's helped and accelerate your business through that mastermind group? Is there any story that pops out at you?
Stories that pops out. I'm thinking, I'm drawing a blank. Again, just the ability, like for instance, capital raising.
Yep.
Being part of it, you have partners or you have people that, you could call up, people within the group who you could call, and from that you have built bonds and just an extended family, if you will, where the family has money.
Yeah.
or the ability to raise money. So that's another key component, which is really great for the group.
Yeah. I love that. The story that pops out to me is, I have a mastermind group I was in for years, and one of the guys in the group, and this is, maybe this will help spark some ideas, but one of the guys in the group was a 20-year vet at Morgan Stanley. He was a senior director at Morgan Stanley. And we actually recruited him after raising some money. We actually pulled him over and brought him in as a partner. He left Morgan Stanley to come work with us, to work with private equity, because he saw the value in our syndicated deals. And he realized that he can only bring so much value under that umbrella to his investors, because they're pigeonholed into what they can sell and what they can keep them in, and how much percentage of the portfolio. He had like 1.3 billion under management. What percentage of the portfolio was allowed to be accessible to private equity. And even when they were in private equity, they had to be vetted by the company, right? Or not just vetted. They had to basically be like an affiliate of the company, because the company's getting a piece of that, right? So getting him on board to really help us start to raise money and create that opportunity on that side was absolutely paramount. Again, I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I think so highly of masterminds because of this reason. I think people invest in themselves to get surrounded that network, and then they create the opportunity within that ability. Is super powerful. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Just something to add. One of my partners, he actually came from Chase Bank.
Mm-hmm.
He was a VP with them, and we just actually created a $100 million fund of funds. Took a little while, cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
We just created that as well. So, again, his ability or I'll use the word experience and network from where he came from, is you can't get that anywhere else.
Yeah. I love that. So what are you guys working on right now? You mentioned you have a project for 30 million in Texas. What does that look like typically when an investor comes on board to be, I assume they're going to be LP partners, right? Maybe help the audience understand what an accredited investment looks like in a deal like that.
Sure. Obviously with accredited investors, let me just take a little step back before I dive in there.
Sure.
Something that I've been working on, which, it's still a work in progress, but I've taken tremendous strides with it. when it comes to syndication, obviously we all raise money. So we asking, let's say accredited, sophisticated investors for money. And these are guys with net worths of, 250 or more, seasoned investors with money, showing them the deal, making sure that they're comfortable. Obviously, everything's SEC compliant. So they would basically invest as a limited partner on the deal. They would make returns, quarterly returns, and at the end of the day, when we sell the property, they, we'll get a piece of the profits from that.
Mhm.
With what I'm trying to accomplish is do more of joint ventures versus syndications. So basically, you go to, let's say, a handful of people and you say, hey, we have this deal in place. I need a check for $5 million, or I need a check for $8 million. Just have that one or two or a handful of people stroke those checks. I don't think I'm being overzealous here because there's plenty of money on the street.
Yep.
It's just a matter of finding the right partners to get that done. Obviously, the deal has to make sense, but finding the right partners to do that with. It's just so much easier getting things done that way than syndication because we're always chasing our tails when it comes to money.
Yeah, I got that. So you're saying you don't do syndication, you do more of the joint venture partnerships, and do those guys generally, are they GP partners on the deal? Do they bring all of the money? Do they bring part of the money? Like, what does it look like on a typical deal?
A lot of times they'll, it's something I'm working on. There will be, and we have used a few people in the past, so there'll be GP members.
Mhm.
And they have written all the checks, bring all
Got
the
it.
money to give, I should say. As far as syndication, yes, we do that as well. But again, it's always work involved, and you constantly got to be reaching out to investors for that.
Gotcha.
Might
Gotcha.
start real quick.
And what is it? What is a typical? I mean, I know you can't talk about guaranteed returns or any of that type of stuff. It doesn't work. But what does a typical, IRR look like on a deal that you guys might be putting in together?
Past returns, 16, 20%. That's what we typically do and have done in past returns.
Those are great numbers.
And we do have a track record, which we gladly show it to anyone out there.
Awesome.
My partners also, they themselves own a couple of thousand units. So by no means, these are guys who just got into the business or just trying to figure it out. There's definitely things in place here, and it's streamlined just to move forward. And we have deals. We have one of the things that I like, especially with mastermind groups. There's always someone in there who has a deal, who has an opportunity for anyone really to make money.
Sure.
It's just setting yourself up for that.
Absolutely.
One of the things, if you will, that I'm trying to do is if you want to call it a boutique office, and I've been working on it for a couple of months, where I'm actually making some headway now. Just raise that money, and especially I think with a fund, we will be able to do that because listen, if you have the money, the deals will come, right? Rather than you go chase after the deals.
Yeah.
Because everyone has a deal, not everyone has money.
Yeah. Love it. What's your favorite part about what you do, Sunil?
Getting out of my comfort zone.
All right. What's that look like?
I'll tell you. I'm the guy who, I was the immigrant who came to this country who never had anything from the beginning. And just the drive and the tenacity and the wanting more. I've always had to push. Nothing came easy.
Sure.
At least nothing. So I've always had to push myself. I was always self-motivated. And, when realtors or when anyone walks through my door for employment, first thing I'll say to you is, I'm going to make you uncomfortable. I'm going to push you out of your comfort zone. And at times I've actually pushed people out of the door, which is okay too. One of the things that I'm doing right now, because if I'm pushing everyone out of their comfort zone, obviously I'm doing the same.
Yep.
I'm getting my pilot's license.
Nice.
I am scared of heights. Getting my pilot's license, and I've been flying now. I'm getting more comfortable being in the sky, just loving it. And like I said, I need to push myself, and I'm always in that uncomfortable zone which just, have helped me throughout the years.
Yeah.
You talk about failing forward, right? Or failing fast. I love to fail, and I've failed in 21 years, and I've been very successful failing,
Yeah.
because you grow, you learn from it. You never, yes, you want to be successful, but you'll always be successful from learning from failures. And I just need to fail faster now in order to be more successful. And I'm quite successful, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I need to fail faster at this point in my life.
Yeah, it's so impactful, because it's actually one of the questions I usually ask is, what's your favorite fail that pushed you forward, and you jumped right into it. And I think it's a commonality with so many people that we interview. And then I say it all the time in my coaching, but people, we have to go out and take action. You have to not be afraid to fall on your face. You have to not be afraid to take the next step. My mentor used to say, the art is in the start, right? All you got to do is get started and keep failing forward. And eventually you're going to catch yourself, and you're going to find yourself walking, right? So it's very interesting that you say that. And I love that you're pushing yourself in that uncomfortable place. I thought joining jujitsu a couple months ago was an uncomfortable thing, but dude, I don't think I could be a pilot. I don't think I ever want to fly anything. So that could be super uncomfortable. I definitely, I think that's amazing, and congrats on that. So tell me about what you're working on now that you're passionate about, maybe some of the teams, the people that are involved, and what you can see yourself going in the next 3 to 5 years.
What I'm passionate about right now is really doing what I'm doing, the hunt for the property. I've been doing that, like I said, for 21 years, and I just love that. I
Nice.
love bringing people together and, paying it forward. When I first got into this business, there was an individual who actually helped me, who taught me the foreclosure world, the bankruptcy world, and I've grown from it. I've bought many properties that were in foreclosure. I've bought bank properties. I've helped people as well, and I love paying it forward. So what I do with my guys is show everyone what I'm doing and ask everyone to beat me at my game. I make money. So if I can make money and help you do the same, why shouldn't I? I love doing that.
Love
So
it.
it's been my passion and drive. I just want to enjoy life as well. You want to be young enough where you can enjoy everything that you have worked so hard for. We all trade time for dollars. And when you know about the multifamily space, and when you're doing it, and when you're seeing the money, why not? Why wasn't I doing this 20 years ago?
Yeah. I think what you're saying, and it resonates so much, because I talk about lifestyle all the time. People wonder, like, what is a lifestyle business? Well, it's a business that you don't feel like you have to work 100 hours a week to make it happen. Or even if you're working 100 hours a week on certain weeks, you're passionate about it. You enjoy it. You have fun doing it. And so your business and life are not two separate things. I think a lot of us act like they are, but the reality of it is all one life. It's all one timeline. And being passionate about it and thinking about what's your end game, right? Like, what are you trying to create in order to reverse engineer it and be passionate about it? So that being said, is like, what are we trying to create? What's the end game? Do you want 100,000 units? Like, what is the game for you right now?
The game for me, in all these years of doing this, I've really never worked. And I'll answer your question, but
Yeah.
just stay with me for a minute. I've actually, for all these years, yes, you could call it work, but it's fun in between. We're traveling with family, we're doing things on my time, my terms. I always say that, at some point I'll retire, which is a lie. Just having the passion and the drive, the purpose
Yep.
of doing what I'm doing, helping people at the end of the day. I couldn't tell you what that end goal is. Obviously, I know what it is, financially, but it's just a drive to help people, to help myself, and just be busy.
Nice. Love it. I love it. Sunil, what did I forget to ask? Or do you have any events coming up, or how should people get in touch with you?
Simple. I'll give you my cell number.
Go ahead.
201-954-0292. As far as events coming up, we should know. Maybe we should know this week if our deal is accepted or not, which we will have put content out there as far as investors who might be interested in getting to know us and getting to potentially invest with us. Would love to have that conversation as well. But that's really some of the events coming up. Some of the other events, I have a couple of podcasts that I'm doing as well with SEC attorneys and trust attorneys. So I have a few of those lined up and upcoming. So
awesome. Do you have URLs or ways to get to that show? We can link it in the notes.
You know what? You can look me up on Chillar at Couva Capital.com. That's Chillar at COUVA Capital.com, or just go on CouvaCapital.com.
Cool. All right, we will list those down there, and if you're listening to this, guys, and you want to find a way to get invested as an accredited investor or potentially joint venture, definitely. I guess would you have them text you, message you, call you? What's the best way on the cell phone?
We'd love to talk to you.
Call Sunil up, talk to him, get involved, get invested. Sunil, awesome interview. I love what you're doing, and I wish you much luck in the future.